Salute, salute. How y'all like that? Perfect time podcast with the blast on your ass. Yeah, we excited, man. We excited. And it's a somber occasion, man. It's a somber occasion, man. It's a somber occasion. But we still excited because I love being on the microphone, man. I love being on the microphone, man. So yeah, man, we in the building, man. Alonzo, first one in the building, man. What's up, bro? Salute to a real one. Hey, I know Zoe. I know you've been feeling away, man, with everything with the news. This a brother. I've been listening to something. And one of the hooks. The brother says made a complete 360. I thought you'd be proud of Jack. And Alonzo Hall is one of them brothers, a king that really made a complete 360. You know, his testimony is a movie. Some 50 Cent shit really been out there in the field and suffered real wounds and here and made a complete 360, you know, married, king, entrepreneur, example of a man. It's cold because everybody, you know, don't get the chance to do that. So, you know, I got to celebrate my brother, and I'm glad he's here as we talk about the violence in America today, because he is a brother with a testimony to the actual violence who actually lived it for real. It's such a rare few of us, especially with a microphone and ability to articulate it, who actually have lived it, touched it, seen it, smelt it, you know, experienced it, because you see how we've been taken away day by day, every way. So yeah, man, you know, just I gotta salute my brother and his testimony. He shared it many times here. And so in this week, you know, my mother anniversary coming up, I've been crying a lot. I've been having a lot of tears, a lot of emotion, you know, around this situation. When I talk to my big brother, you know, it's like a lot of our friends and people like this, we don't, it's like this, it hits home because my best friend got murdered. You know, a lot of people, you know, your friend may have died in a car crash or from cancer, and you know, and it still is not a good thing. You know, it's still hard to deal with, you know, losing a loved one, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, a lot of us coming from that era, like, you know, me and my big brother and Alonzo, our friends were lost to gun violence, you know, like the young brother this week. And it happened, it's a different type of fabric that's ripped in the family. You know, sometimes you can't have a funeral, you know, and it's a trend now that they shoot up the wake. They shoot up the funeral, they shoot up the memorial. I don't know why they do that. I don't know when and how that started. I don't believe that's in our culture and our nature to do such things, but that's one of the things that happens now. I can't stand it. But when a family member dies from a gunshot, it's a different type of thing that happens to the mother. Like what they talked about was this young man's mother came there within hours. She probably had to fly there. She probably don't that time will be gone. I remember when passing away and trying to get to the hospital, like you don't remember that time just disappears. You know, it does something to a mother. With me losing my mother, it does something to a child. You know, I've explained it that my mother created my heartbeat. My heartbeat came from my mom. So my rhythm, my bop, the way you know what I'm saying, my drum, as the people with the indigenous melanated gods that we are, the things that they hate and love about us, what make us so godly and spiritual and great, our ability, the drum, the way we run, dance, laugh, look, smile, you know what I'm saying? This rhythm, this drum, this beat that everyone is just such infatuated with, and at the same time infuriated with and scared of at the same time. This beat, this rhythm I got from my mother, my heartbeat came from my, so with her, she's not, you know, physically she's gone, but she's still here. So I had to learn how to catch that rhythm again. So it's a rhythm, you know, when you create a heartbeat, You always know, like the technology behind, echolocation with the sonar and the whales and the ocean. Like your mama always know, like with the Nipsey thing, like your mama or my grandma, they would always know if something happened to you. Do you know why they knew if something happened to you? It's echolocation, it's sonar. She created your heartbeat. She created your heartbeat. So it makes sense to me that when a child is hurt, I bet she already knew. That's how she got there so quickly. I bet she already knew. That's how she got there so quickly. Y'all remember that? It's not a good thing to have these memories and have this knowledge, right? So I know a lot of people might hear our stories, these war stories. Shout out to Pac, man, rest in peace. You know, that was an example of a mother with a son killed due to gun violence and never and the mother also suffering in such a way due to the way her son was taken away, the way that heartbeat, the way that rhythm was removed from the player, from the musical, and those notes were taken off the sheet of this musical called life. She never was the same. My auntie never was the same. My little cousin was murdered at 19. I saw my auntie die when he died. Death is the most coldest professor. Death is a cold, cold professor. Because it's some things in life, as a young man and old man try to tell you, but you don't listen. But there's some things in life you can only learn through death and loss. And as a young person, you want to avoid death, you want to avoid loss. And as you grow older, you realize that you can't avoid it. And the older you get, you realize that it's a part of life. And then at the end, you've become accustomed to it because you've seen so much death. Think about that transition. As a young person, you fear death, you run from death, but then you realize that you can't run from it. And then you learn how to deal with it. And then you become accustomed to it because it's so much death. That's a good start for today. My name is Perfect Timing Pod. My name is Perfect. This is the Perfect Timing Podcast. We're simulcasting live on 3 channels right now. The Perfect Timing Podcast. We also live on the I seen my girl Tracy in there. I see Toya the Tutor in there. I see everybody in there lit. We celebrating, you know what I'm saying? We celebrating Mama Shirley. We celebrating Takeoff. And we're gonna talk about this violence and the damage it's done to us in our mental health, and it has ramifications physically and to the whole to the whole to the whole everything that is you. I'm really disturbed. 28 years old, and it's not the amount of money. If you guys, the people who watch my channel, I did a show on I've done a couple shows on drill. This is not a drill music, but when I do the drill music shows, I take the opportunity to educate people on the violence. The shows is about violence. And I talk to people about the violence, and because my show is directed toward fathers and families and men and sons. I love that a lot of moms and women come here and support me. Thank you to all the sisters supporting me. I want to educate the leaders of households. I want to educate the leaders of households, right? Men and women of all races. It's been such a blessing for me you know, not to get caught up I in a lot of the YouTube bullshit. Because the goal of the channel is father power, but that includes everyone. And truly, it's the leaders of the households. And the goal is to educate the leaders of the households on the circumstances on the ground and how to you move forward as leader, as king, as queen of your respective household. My big bro was saying, you know, I always saw myself as a husband because I always saw myself as a king with my own kingdom, your own dominion. So to the leaders of your households, male, female, black, white, whatever gender, whatever you're assigned to, this is a call. Because a lot of us in America, I think we live in Oodalali lolly or what a day. Oodalali lolly or what a day. And I got some videos. I got a fair use banner. Let me close my window. How's everybody doing? I got some music, an entry song I was gonna play because the dogs is barking. So I got my dog right here. I gave her a bath. So let's play the intro. Found the song. Oh, Bo, what is you doing? What is you doing? You just knocked everything down. No, don't kiss me now. God, dog. You gotta get out. You gotta get out. Come here. Come show it. Come say hi to everybody. Come say hi. Show everybody who just knocked down all of my stuff. Come on. Oh my God, say hi. You just knocked down everything. I worked so hard. And look at my lights. Baby, my lights is gone. You know how hard it was for daddy to get them lights up there? Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. You ain't gonna give me a kiss? You scared? All right. Unbelievable. Fucking Chihuahua. I ain't mad at you. I could fix it. Little dogs. The little dogs next door start barking and got her all excited. I love you, baby. I'm not mad. Oh my God, I got some brand new posse to knock down the lights. You know I'm a Leo. You know, you know how to put this whole outfit together. Oh my God, you know how to put this whole outfit together. I got my lights. I got everything just the way I want it. You know what I mean? Oh, she just knocked everything down. And it's, look, oh man, shout out Kid C and Red in the building, man. Hey, thank you for the Cash App. Let me get my banner up here. I ain't even got my banner up here, man. Cash App, $ Big D Rants, man. Hey, and fuck every bitch that in the manosphere that ever talk shit about black men and their cash apps that got black men in the algorithm treating us like fucking dogs over our cash app, and we had invested time and money into our fucking art. Fucking disgusting. I'm not gonna get us because you know I was watching something the other day. Cash App, $ Big D Rants. Thank you, Ken. I love you, brother. I was watching something the other day, and the brother was going through some stuff, a podcaster, and he said the brothers wanted to meet with him, and he said he checked his horoscope. Now think about this with the violence. I got some videos on the show. He said he checked his horoscope, and he was like, I've matured a lot in therapy. I've done a lot of growth, but I haven't grown to the point where I'm able to sit across the table from men who've said and done the things they've done in the spirit that I'm in right now. And I had so much respect for him, and I learned so much from that. So today, if anyone came here to see me be disrespectful, you came to the right place. So you could just, I don't need to, I told you last week, I don't need to be triggered. So anybody that really, because Negroes like the abuse. I've understood and learned that Negroes like the abuse. But the thing about it is, with a father like mine and the mother that he had, my grandmother, Ida Mae, see, I'm uniquely equipped to dish out that abuse. I got 2 scoops of loving for you. I got 2 scoops of loving for you anytime. Some people be like this. I'm in a wish a nigga would stage. I'm Jesse. What's his name? I'm a cowboy. In Northern California, I got a rapper called Sibo. My name is Cowboy Sibo for show. When niggas hear cowboy, they hit the flow. So that's how I feel with this YouTube shit right now. That's really how I feel with this YouTube shit. So I just want to say thank you to Ken for the cash out, because he reminded me to talk my shit. And I just wanted to say fuck you to everybody who ever said anything derogatory about Black male content creators and donations. You should feel lower than dog shit. You should feel lower than dog shit. Forever making the association that we were begging, because it's led to the treatment that our brothers are receiving in the media today. I'm sick and fucking tired of people of our own color just for fucking clicks and likes or views or whatever the fuck it makes you feel like, throwing us under the bus, begging. Well, how the fuck do you know how much it costs? StreamYard is a bill I pay every motherfucking month. Everything I've invested in is thousands of dollars. You motherfuckers ain't never seen $1,000, and you want to chastise a motherfucker over the fact that he requires a donation for his art. Only in this sector. Only in this sector. Last week I was talking about fuck the Black manosphere. And what I want to say at the beginning is, I don't have to put it in the title. People always steal my talking points. Angry Man, stop stealing my shit. Angry Man is doing my shorts. He taking my talking points, but it's a hell of a compliment. I mean, it's a hell of a compliment. The Black manosphere is dead. So I'm gonna focus on my talking points of violence and the young brother and helping families dealing with violence and loss. The Black manosphere is dead. So I don't have to be upset or talk shit about the foolish individuals that continue to participate in the zombie. I look at myself as Blade when it comes to the Black manosphere. The Black manosphere died with O'Shea and Angry Man. Both of them are on to bigger and better things. It's so small-minded. The Negroes, right? Black men is just so small. O'Shea and Angry Men are on the bigger and better things. Niggas is pissed off about them about being better. Think about that. Niggas is pissed off at them about being better men. In every area and aspect of life, they've grown financially, spiritually, mentally, and intellectually. Celebrate O'Shea and Angry Men. They realized that the Negro sphere, the manosphere, the Black manosphere was an unattainable vehicle. It was not viable. It was not a viable vehicle to get out the message or to produce income, which is what this is all about. It's supposed to be twofold. You're able to get out your message and get income. When the creators of it said it was not a viable vehicle, it died then. The Black manosphere died then, dead. Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. Kevin Samuels put it on light. See, what happened after O'Shea and Angry Man killed Not killed it, but after O'Shea and Angry Man, my opinion is the Black Manosphere is dead, been dead since then. What happened was we never buried the baby. Right? Like James Brown, we never buried it, gave a proper burial, right? So because it never got buried, Kevin Samuels was able to come and give and resurrect it, right? And slap the baby and be like, okay, what did you see? Got the last little bit of nooks and crannies, right? When Kevin Samuels hit 1 million, that was the final heartbeat. When Kevin Samuels hit 1 million and chose not to fuck with y'all, that was it. When Kevin Samuels hit 1 million and chose not to fuck with y'all, that was it. What's left now? Because he understood what academics and Andrew Schultz said that I made a show about. But my shows and my talking points are stolen but not heard because of the reason why it's dead. Because of the ignorant, foolish fools who lead the dead zombie body full of rigor mortis. So what exists now after Kevin Samuels hit 1 million and BGS was pissed off and everybody pissed off? He ain't coming back. He didn't fuck with you. He put Obsidian book up there because Obsidian doing real shit on some real man shit. Really out here fucking with real bad bitches, really knowing what it's like to talk to a woman, seduce a woman. You niggas ain't never like that's really what it is. That's why he gave Obsidian this product, because it's not easy out here really talking to women, seducing women, leading women, leading men, taking charge as an entrepreneur. So when he didn't shake back, that was it. That was it. That was it. So what exists now is a zombie. Still hasn't been no proper funeral, no proper burial. And you could just consider me Blade out here killing the dead vampirist, zombie ass YouTube creators who consider themselves part of the Black Manosphere. That's what I'm out here doing as related to that. Straight up. Straight up. That's what I'm doing related to that. Because it's dead. It ain't on life support. It's a fucking zombie walking around that should have been buried a long time ago. Died with O'Shea and Angry Man. If we really can really grow and understand what I'm saying instead of niggas being so sensitive and look at how O'Shea and Angry Man, the examples and the creators have grown, why haven't we really learned? Why don't we like learning? Why don't we like true growth, true learning? That's why I don't like these old ass niggas that's in charge of this shit. And the way you guys listen to these old ass niggas just show how much y'all got daddy issues and you unable to grow. Because if you were able to look at with a scientific mathematical eye at what O'Shea and Angry Man have done, and you would do the same thing. You wouldn't try to recreate the wheel. It's done. It's dead. It's dead. Look at the great example O'Shea has set. As a Black man, as a Black YouTuber, content creator, he's grown so much trying to help niggas. He became a fucking Hollywood level producer. O'Shea became a Hollywood level producer trying to help niggas. And this was his goal and dream, to help Black men. Angry Man came and assisted them, both of them, like Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. If them two niggas couldn't do it, why do you think you could say something called the Black Manosphere? They created it. Look how great Angry Man is with the graphics and everything. I'm still trying to chase him. No one's going to catch O'Shea. You're going to have to go to Hollywood and hire a professional. He's put that much time into his craft. That's what he said about Just Pearly Things. Fuck all you dumbass niggas on here. Do the work that Just Pearly Things is doing. Everybody want to put devils on her head and everything. My wife is Cecilia. I take offense to all the white bitch comments. I take offense to all the shit about white women and everything, because I know you suckers could never bag a white bitch like that. Never. I got hit on today. I always talk about me getting hit on. I got hit on today. My wife in the car, another gorgeous Russian white woman. My wife's Sicilian. I think she was Russian. gorgeous. You know, I like them things, man. Them stallions, big, you know, Russian. You know, them Russian things. If you ever be on the BBW sites, you ever seen them white Russian, thick, gorgeous. And I'm like, I know she see my wife. I step away from her. She comes closer to me. Oh, you're a big guy. Oh, I have a mixed son. Like, I'm like, all on me. So I know what the issue is with Just Pearly Things because I know what the issue is with BGS. Issue niggas father issues and issue niggas issues with white women. Just get you some white pussy, and I don't think you would have this issue with someone who's talking about relationships who actually wants to be in a relationship with a black man. If she thinks like this, she red pill, she got money, she want to be with a black man. What's the issue with her coming to us and learning this? Y'all, man, y'all silly as fuck. Dead. The black manosphere dead as a fucking zombie. Ignorant ass shit, man. Ignorant ass shit. O'Shea doing the celebrity junk is showing you maturation, matriculation, growth. Look at the 10,000 hours. It's such a great example of what O'Shea has done because he didn't waste the 10,000 hours. A lot of us waste. He acquired a skill. My name is perfect. And studying my name, you have to understand journeyman, and what it is to be an expert, right? And perfect the craft. O'Shea, in the time of creating the Negro Manosphere and creating content to help black men, he did his 10,000 hours. And he became an expert. And now he's applying his expertise in a profitable way. We don't know what he does off of YouTube now. He's talking about he's in Africa, he got businesses. You don't know what O'Shea does with his time. But he said, I've become an expert well beyond anyone else, just like every black man when we get into something. Just like every black man, when we put our mind to something, he has become the expert in it, and he is world-renowned on YouTube. He helped create Kevin Samuels, and with Kevin Samuels' million subscriber success, every other content creator gives props to O'Shea. He took his 10,000 hours now, and he's applying it to celebrity junk, because what he is saying is, I'm not going to waste my expertise anymore on you niggas. Right? Angry Man said the other day, man, it's no bashing no wives, ain't no bashing no women, and now he got a panel like Lapeef, and he said he should have been did the shit. I remember when he talked about his book, niggas ain't, he been saying this shit for about a year, trying to baby step the black man. Look at this shit with the, if that's the black manosphere, you know it's dead. Angry Man got to baby step you niggas into how to act in the chat and how to treat a goddamn woman. He is married. Y'all don't want to be married, have a house, all those beautiful nice things. Look at my gorgeous ass dog. All this shit back here. You don't want this fucking life? You want to be alone? You don't want women coming up to you? Huh? Touching you for no reason? The fuck you talking about, man? Y'all don't want to grow. Your Negro doesn't want to grow, man. How could you watch Angry Man? How could you watch O'Shea and think the manosphere is alive or viable? Look at what the creators have done. They've grown past your petty, immature bullshit and living grown man lives as an example for you Negroes. Follow the fucking example, man. You have some great examples in those guys. You have some great fucking examples in those guys. You want to follow BGS, a failure. Think about the BGS, Joe Budden. These are failures. The leaders in black male spaces are failed. Joe Budden's never been in a successful marriage. No woman he's ever been with is going to say good things about him. His own children won't say things about him. His best friend of over 20 years, he stabbed in the back. Joe Budden is a horrible person. The same thing with BGS. It's not a black uru with a successful marriage. It's these clowns. It's these clowns that you guys let lead and listen. Single men for too long. Do you know what it means? That grandmothers and women used to talk about men who've been single way too long. That's not a leader. You've been single way too long. I can't look at you as a leader. You've been single because it's hard to be married, to be a father. That's the real, because I test you. I'm going to judge you by the way you've been a wife and a husband and father and all that shit. But these the fucking leaders. Are you a fucking joke? And then the motherfuckers who've grown from the stupid shit, who are showing you marriage and love and life and family and prospering because of it. Prospering because of it. You niggas still don't get it. No. So I'm going to play my intro music, and then we're going to get to the videos. We 30 minutes in. Y'all share the show, man. And I'm not even gonna do a long show. I'll be spitting this shit because I only go live once, but I did go live for Takeoff. Rest in peace, Takeoff. I'm not even gonna do a long show. I gotta go pick up my son. So let me play this intro music. I'm not gonna mess with these lights right now. Fair use. I got a new fair use banner. Y'all see my new fair use banner? I put it in the description. So I'm really proud of that. I stole it from another YouTuber. So we play my intro music.
You know, before all this gangster real shit, this DJ wasn't panning out for me.
Perfect Timing Podcast with the blast on your ass, man. Before all this YouTube shit, y'all motherfuckers would get slapped in your face. So let me just be real calm in this place, man. Yeah, man, it's a disgrace. You suckers, man. Perfect Timing Podcast, perfectly said, is the vehicle, man. We in this bitch taking off, man, like a rocket ship. Rest in peace to the young king, man. Hey, we doing this every Friday at 1 p.m. I went live today a little bit late, but it's still gonna be great. Some people call me perfect in the building. Hey, this is the intro. This is what you do right now. You hit the like, share, you subscribe, you share in your favorite Facebook, YouTube group. You tell your mama, you tell your baby mama, you tell your baby mama, mama, and you tell that Perfect Timing is live on. Let's go, you punk ass bitch.
Unexpected lessons taught me what I know. Angel seeds planted around, I watch them grow. Reason why I feel my blessings, I receive them close. Walking through this jungle on my foes. I won't brag or boast, won't do the most. Even though I'm known from coast to coast. Internationally known if I keep going. I can't go back on my word, I'm standing on it. Before the rap, my mama told me I'm important. Destined for greatness, my potential overflowing. No, I go so hard. I can't go back to my old days. Wonder why I go so hard. I can't go back, nah. I got some birdies on my back. I can't go back, I can't go back, nah. I'd be ashamed of myself.
Generation now.
I can't go. I can't go back, nah. I got some birdies on my back. I can't go back, nah. I'd be ashamed of myself.
True story. You know, before all this gangster real shit, this DJ thing wasn't panning out for me. Money was tight. I almost moved back to Philly and tried something else. Now imagine a world if that would have happened. How many classics we wouldn't have today? Lesson of this, never go back.
No, I go so hard. I can't go back to my old days. Wonder why I go so hard. I can't go back, nah. I got some birdies on my back. I can't go back, nah.
Talk to him, Sad.
I'd be ashamed of myself. Can't go back to broke ways. Can't go back to broke days. Can't go back to feeling like I need the help to win. Can't go back to what his name. Caught me a little few things. Can't go back to feeling like this the only way to win. I always still focused on time. Blunt bro, stuff crushed, right side. And when I rap and sing, they feel it in they heart, mind, soul. Unexpected lessons taught me what I know. Angel seeds planted around, I watch them grow. Reason why I feel my blessings, I receive them close. Walking through this jungle on my foes. I won't brag or boast, won't do the most. Even though I'm known from coast to coast. Internationally known if I keep going. I can't go back on my word, I'm standing on it. Before the rap, my mama told me I'm important. Destined for greatness, my potential overflowing. No, I go so hard. I can't go back to my old days. Wonder why I go so hard. I can't go back, nah. I got some birdies on my back. I can't go back, nah. I'd be ashamed of myself.
Generation now.
I can't go.
Gangsta Brazil.
Yeah. I can't go back, nah. Got some burdens on my back, I can't go back, nah. I be ashamed of myself.
Vince made the beat, dawg.
I thought that was fitting. 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 I can't go back. Man, God bless me, man. God bless. Thank you, God, for saving me. I can't go back. God rest the dead, man. I can't go back. God is good, man. We blessed, man. Everybody, you made it to Friday. You alive. Hug and kiss your loved ones, man. That was well said. Man, I can't go back. How y'all feel about that? He inspired the podcast platform. That mixtape is called Well Said by Seti Hendrix. And he inspired the podcast platform, Perfectly Said the podcast. We simulcasting live on 3 channels right now. Perfect Timing Podcast. You watching me that right now. I'm live on 2 YouTube channels. My backup YouTube channel is Perfect Timing Podcast Live. Make sure y'all tap in with that. I'm also live on Facebook Live. Thank you to all of my I love you too, Tracy. Thank you to everybody who's been watching me and rocking with me on Facebook. I got some likes on Facebook, and it really meant a lot because it's hard to get people to watch you on Facebook. So let alone people watch me on Facebook, but people gave me thumbs up on Facebook. So thank you out to Facebook Live and to my Facebook viewers. James Brown all the way down from Funky Town. All right now. James Brown came down all the way from Funky Town with the emoji, with the crowd. Hey, what's going down, James Brown? James Brown. Yo, and the place to be is PTP on the MIC, rocking on a Friday evening. Yeah, we got our girl Tracy in the building, and now we got James Brown from Funky Town. Don't forget Kissy and Red. That's King Ken in the building, man. Hey, TTT, I see your Tracy in the building, man. I see your Toyota Tuner, man, out there doing way too much on them shorts, man. Way too much with them shorts, with this short skirt, man. Y'all make sure y'all tune in, tap in, man. Tune in and tap into a real one, man. Hey! Thank you, everybody, for coming through, man. Make sure y'all hit the like, share, and subscribe, man. It's your boy, man. We gonna have a good time, like always, man. That's why we come through, man. It's Perfect Timing Podcast. This is a unique experience, man. It's a lot of YouTubers, man, that do what they do, man. Some people do what they do. Some people do what they don't, man. But I definitely do what I do over here. So I thank you for your appreciation, for your administration, your subscription. Yeah, man. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe, man. Do what it do, man. In the chat, man. Do what it do where it's at, man. That's how we feeling today. Today is a somber occasion, but you know I keep it lit in this thing, man. I got to, man. So y'all saw the title, man. Y'all saw the title, man. Y'all saw the title, right? So I was gonna fair use. You know I got my new fair use banner. Y'all see my new fair use? This channel is protected by fair use, so it's commentary. You know, I'm a real reporter, Black media. Check this out. So I want to talk about Takeoff. I do. And I got an update if you guys want to hear the update, because you know we the older crowd and everybody might not know what's going on. I didn't even share my show, man. So I don't even, you know what? Let me bring my shit up. So the title of today was The American Purge. So I didn't want to just focus on, I didn't want to just focus on the takeoff. I wanted to focus on what's happening in society overall right now, because this is like a third or fourth installment that we've done on the violence in America. Now, if you recall in the last video that we did about the violence, we talked about homicide rates escalating. I have a video about the escalating homicide rates. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, 41510. I spoke to you about a black chief of police in the city of Oakland, who was dealing with a problem of children being murdered of age 14, 15, and not enough police on the streets because $14 million was secretly defunded from the Oakland PD. So now he doesn't have enough police to cover the streets. He said one night they had 38 police officers for over 250,000 people on the streets of Oakland. Basically, police can't stop when it's so little police. So they've had situations where they pulled over cars and they've had people high on methamphetamines and a stolen vehicle, but they couldn't arrest the individual or impound the car because it would monopolize officers for too long and they can only focus on homicides. When you hear about what's happening in LA, what you don't hear about what's happening in Southern California, that the Los Angeles Police Department was also defunded by millions and they had to shut down their robbery division. So when you hear about the laws changing in California and Chicago and you can steal over $950, basically what happened is a felony became a misdemeanor became nothing. So people think that police won't come, but what happened is the police have been, some of the things that the police could arrest and do have been removed. So police, to balance out the fact that we don't have as many police, then they've taken away crimes for police to administer crime, the law to. So a lot of things in California and Chicago are not illegal anymore. Just not illegal. So if you call the police, they're not going to come out if the person hasn't stolen over $950. And it's not because they want people to steal, it's because that they actually don't have an officer who can come out. So the only officers available are for homicide. And I told you about the experience of Vallejo when Vallejo was bankrupt and had one police officer, and they asked, is the person bleeding? Someone had been hurt. And if the person isn't actually bleeding, if they're only beat up, then we can't send the officer. And this is something very unique and new. I never experienced it. I talked about America being a third world country. And we live in an America where you have it overrun by cartels. And then you have underfunded police departments in all of the major cities, and no one is talking about it. And we're focusing on the wrong things. We're going to talk about Takeoff. I miss Takeoff. I want to talk about his mom. I want to pray for his mom. I want to pray for his family. He's 20. I have 20-year-old children. You have no idea what the mother is going through. That's a baby. At the end of the day, y'all see a rapper, y'all see all the glitz and the glamour. That's a baby. 28 years old, that's a baby. He was a baby of the group. In Portland, it was a 200% increase in homicides. It's like, that can't be a real number, so I brought up the article. I'm like, I want people to say, Perfect, you're over-exaggerating. You're over-exaggerating. So I found, as I said, I want to talk about Takeoff, but I want to talk about the violence in America, and I want fathers, I want the leaders of homes to really know what's going on. And I found this article, Fair Use, and it said that it's over 200 mass shootings this year. As you look at the title of the podcast, it says, what's the title of my show today, y'all? The American Purge. It's not clickbait. The American Purge, it's not clickbait. It's not specific to black on black crime like the Houston mayor. Y'all remember how upset I was. Hey, academics, hey, you guys, they watch us. So we need to start working together because I'm tired of other bigger YouTubers watching my show and taking my talking points. As soon as I reacted to the Houston mayor and the bullshit academics reacted to the Houston mayor. It's not about black on black crime. How can you say it's about black on black crime when we have over 200 mass shootings? And there was a mass shooting in Texas right adjacent to where you are right now, Mayor. And your police force had to be fired. Does everybody remember what took place? That there was a mass shooting in the school and the police didn't go in for 45 minutes. Did anybody ever hear about what happened after that? Well, guess what happened? They fired the entire police force because they found out they had some racial slurs, just like in Southern California, and they didn't feel it was important to go into the school. So while the mayor of Houston is focusing on black crime, today I want to talk to my audience about the American Purge and the fact that it's voting time and they want to link black men to right-wing bullshit. They want to link black men to far-right, right-wing, racist bullshit to get you to vote Democrat. Kanye, it's almost like Kanye West wasn't enough. Kanye West wasn't enough. So they got Kyrie Irving. Now they got Takeoff. They come in threes. Remember grandma say they come in threes? How do you feel today as a black man? I'm going to tell you, Tracy, and I'm going to see, when I see my wife, I'm going to give her a big hug and a kiss because I need a big hug and a kiss because I don't feel good today. I don't feel good, y'all. I don't feel good by the way Kyrie is being treated. I don't feel good about the way Kanye West is being treated because I remember being a black boy and right or wrong, if I apologize, if I've done something wrong and it's never enough. We talk about the black man got to be Superman and Kryptonian, but not only that, but make it off the planet. Be the only one to make it off the planet. That's what they doing to Kyrie. That's what they doing to Kanye. The apology is not enough. They are bullying them. And you know what's so hurtful about this whole thing, about the violence and about Takeoff, about Kanye, about Kyrie? Y'all think about, somebody look up the Kai. And then, you know, let me say this right now, fuck Brother Sanchez. Somebody look up the Kai and the meaning of the Kai. Kanye and Kyrie. These are two powerful brothers. I want y'all to look up the K and the Kai and why it is they've been chosen. Kings, Kyrie, Kanye. What's Takeoff's real name? What's really bothering me about the Kanye and Kyrie is the fact that no one is hearing our pain. Kyrie said 300 black bodies buried in America. Kevin, shout out to Kev Gills. I've been watching Kev Gills and the Coffee and Kush podcast, and he's talking about how there was a black Holocaust. And you've heard about the black Holocaust before. And Kyrie Irving said, how about the 300 million black bodies buried in America? Like, what language am I speaking right now, y'all? I said to you on my Kanye show, who is our king? How can someone be so mad at Kyrie and Kanye if we don't know, if we are the oppressed people, so oppressed that we still don't know where our homeland is, what our home language is, what our home religion is, what our diet is? How can anyone be? We are the oppressed. We don't have the ability to be Germans. We are not the Germans who did what they did. We are the oppressed Negro. We are oppressed on every continent. KP from KC5 in the building. KP from KC5 in the building. What's cracking, baby? Man, we in the building, KP, talking about this American purge and this violence, man, because this Takeoff thing got me disturbed. And I don't want to, you know, there's a lot of bloggers giving you the details. And if you guys want, we can go over the details. But it don't really matter that we know what happened. He's dead. A 28-year-old boy is dead. My son is 20 in his 20s. I'm going to tell you that's a baby. I'm going to tell you that's a baby. He ain't married. He don't got no kids. I just talked to you about how you guys got this false leadership out here in YouTube following single men who've never been married, men like Joe Budden, men like BGS, men who've never had a successful marriage or business. So I'm going to tell you, Takeoff was a baby. Takeoff was a baby. He didn't have a wife. He didn't have a house. Takeoff was a baby. I'm listening in the building. 5.0, 5.0, 5.0 is the brothers that don't stop. 5.0 is the brothers that got it locked. 5.0 is the brothers on the way to the top. TOP, 5.0 is the brothers that won't stop. Get free. Yeah, man, 5.0, 5.0 in the building, man. 5.0 is a race to the top, man. My name is Perfect, man. Perfect Time to Podcast in the building. Simulcasting live with the blast on your ass on 3 channels, man. 2 YouTube channels, Perfect Time to Podcast, Perfect Time to Podcast live. Shout out to my day one I'm listening. We got James Brown all the way down from Poketown. We got Ken crushing the building coming in. We had Alonzo Hall, KP for KC5. We in a fucking show. Man, this violence, man. If my son, if my son right now, Jahi died from a gunshot wound, I don't know if I don't know if I would ever be right again. I think we need to be more open. I'm a Leo. I'm very open about my feelings and my emotions. If something happened to my 20-year-old son, I would never be okay again. I could never say to you, I'm gonna go do some Rambo shit. I don't know. I think I would die. A piece of me I would never be okay again. He never got a chance to have a child, have a wife, have a life, grow, and learn what it was to be a man. Because like I said earlier, you got to go through death. You have to go through loss. And my son hasn't been here. You know, when Sunclaw was here, shout out to Sunclaw, we read a lot of stoic quotes. And I haven't done the platform me and Sunclaw did because niggas don't deserve it. It's the same reason why Angry Man and O'Shea don't do that shit no more. I'm doing this. But one of the quotes that we shared is that it was a quote from I think it was a Shaolin monk, but it was a stoic quote about I feel sorry for you because you haven't lost. And because you haven't lost, you know not who you are. And it was a deep quote. I'm paraphrasing. That's not the exact quote, but basically it was an OG telling the young person that I feel sorry for you because you haven't gone through anything, so you don't know what your mettle is. You haven't been tested. You know, on the street, you know, remember that movie with LL Cool J and then the snitch trying to get in. I think it was Omar Epps, and LL was the kingpin, and he said, "Okay, check this out. We're gonna do this. Set him up with this, and then if he passed this test, then we're gonna see if he could pray to God." And LL was a third party reference to himself as a God figure in this middle of America town that this New York nigga had took over. And he was saying, okay, nigga, you want to be down, you have to pass this test. And if you pass this test, then I know your metal, I know your work. The same thing happened in Jason's Lyric. It happened in every gangster flick. Well, even in The Irishman, oh, I heard you paint houses. How did he even get the job? I was in the Army, and when I was in the Army, I was told to take people out back and, you know, never bring them back. Is that right? I need you to do a job for me. And when he passed this test, then we could see if you could pray to God. You know what was unique about The Irishman is The Irishman wasn't Italian. That's why the name of the movie was The Irishman. We get into that another time. Let me play this video because the reason why I chose this tack is because the mayor of Houston is focusing on black crime. And it's not black on black crime. What we actually have is an American purge. And I think it's created by the Democrats and the liberals. I'm a conservative. You know, I'm going to do an election show. But what we have is an American purge of the creation of the Democratic and the liberals, where you guys remember defund the police. They actually defunded the police. So the violence that you're seeing occur with the shoplifting, the punching in the face, the getting away with crime, the getting back out when you hear about what he was on trial, he was waiting for 3 cases and he just killed his baby mama, or he had 3 cases pending, or he had 6 cases pending when he killed young Dolph, or he had this, or he was just got out of jail for shooting up a bowling alley and then he killed some. They have decriminalized a lot of the violence that you normally they have decriminalized and normalized the violence under the liberal lead, right? This is what's happened. This is the American Purge. This is not a movie. This is not a movie. This is not a joke. They have decriminalized and normalized the violence via video games, and legally on paperwork, they have decriminalized these things. It's coming to Chicago. It's coming to a city near you. I am not playing right now. It is coming to a city near you. They have decriminalized all of the violence, and it's because they no longer can afford to police it anymore. America is broke. So this is the downstream effects of a broken country and a broken society. So we don't have the police. We can't fix our water. Did you hear about Mississippi water? Anybody hear about Mississippi water? Did you know they can't drink the water in Mississippi too? Alabama water? See, they just tell you about Flint. They just told you about Flint. They didn't tell you Mississippi, this whole state, the water gonna cost $1 billion to fix the water in Mississippi. Alabama, you can't drink the water. So if you can't drink the water in Mississippi and Alabama, where can you drink the water? Remember, all the rich people start buying up water. All the rich people then bought the water. When are they gonna tell us about the water? 25 days to the gas. How you think the violence is gonna look when we don't have gas and we don't have nothing in the store? And we don't have police. So you gotta understand what's happening on the ground. Why, what happened to Takeoff? Where was the police? Where was the police? What happened to Takeoff? Ain't nobody asked where the police was. Ain't nobody tripped that we don't have the number of police officers that we normally. Y'all ain't tripped. Nobody ain't tripped. And then the mayor, instead of talking about the fact that we need money, he talks about black on black crime and black men from 16 to 25 and black men and black men and black men. Well, you know what the problem is in LA, Oakland, Houston, and New York? Y'all is broke. And you can't afford to pay overtime. And you can't afford to hire and train enough police officers. And they won't take the jab. So you're forced to decriminalize petty theft, prostitution, and low-level violent crimes. I'm going to say it again. You're forced to decriminalize petty theft, prostitution, and low-level violent crimes. You have to suspend your robbery unit. You got to suspend your prostitution unit. LA no longer has a prostitution. Remember in the movies when we were kids, the police would dress up like prostitutes and go arrest men for buying pussy, which is, but it's not. Well, they can't do that no more because they can't afford it. That unit is closed in every major city. So hoes can not only prostitute online now, they can prostitute in the street. So when you see all these young women walking the streets in your city and you say to yourself, damn, what's going on? The police are no longer policing them. Y'all didn't know that? That they shut down the prostitution division? Can y'all explain to me mathematically in the chat, what do you think happens when they shut down the prostitution division in major cities like LA with millions of people? What happens when they no longer can afford to police prostitution? You get what I'm talking about today, the American Purge. It's not about black on black crime. It's true, we got to work to do on young black men, but it has a lot to do with the black father, the black mother, and the black family. Mental health issues. But to blame what's happening in America on black men, that's why I feel so disturbed today by Kyrie and Kanye. No one, like Kanye said to Pierce, you're not asking me about my pain. You're not asking me about my pain. You're not asking me about why I'm so hurt. Kyrie, no one's asking Kyrie about his pain. No one's asking Kyrie why he's doing the investigation. If Kyrie and Kanye knew their heritage, think about this. This is why I've been so hurt about this issue. If I, myself, and Kanye and Kyrie, if we knew our heritage, we would not be going through this, and no one is speaking to that pain. This is why we're here, because black men don't know who we are. This is not our home language, our spirituality, our dialect, everything. The reason why we're here, reason why you're mad at Nick Cannon, Kyrie, is investigating. Other men have watched the documentary out of investigation. because we don't know who we are. And no one is speaking to that pain of what it must feel like to be the only people on this planet to have that robbed from you. And obviously someone on this planet knows who we are. And no one's telling us, and every time we speculate, we get kicked down like the little baby brother. Spit on, bullied. So let's look at this video. This video that I found is titled, America Reels for More Than 200 Mass Shootings This Year. 200 mass shootings this year. So, you know, a lot of people do clickbait. And I'm not mad at clickbait. That's how you get your views. I ain't mad at you. Get your views, man. This ain't clickbait. This ain't clickbait. I know you would love to be like, oh, it's clickbait. It ain't no American Purge. It ain't no American Purge. Black men just black. Because there's going to be some black YouTubers that say that shit. Black men just need this, blah, 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 blah. Black men just need the blah, 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 blah. Black men just did the blah, 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 blah. Same old stupid regurgitated talking points. In my perspective, because I've been doing the research on this, like I said, this is my fourth video about the increasing violence, murder rate up 200%. 14 million defunded from major city police departments. This is the mathematics behind my title. I'm not trying to trick anyone. I want to talk about Takeoff, and this is the perspective I'm talking about it from. I got 2 videos I'm gonna show, and then I'm gonna get out of here and go pick up my son. Fair use. Let me throw my fair use up there. Fair use for commentary purposes.
Urgent and deadly by the day and by the hour. CNN's Brian Todd is in Philadelphia for us. One of the cities reeling right now from this newest round of bullets and bloodshed.
Charges filed in Philadelphia's Saturday shooting today, including attempted murder against one of 2 suspects. 2 charged with attempted murder today in Philadelphia's Saturday shooting. One of them is already in custody. Authorities say a responding officer shot and injured him. Also, an arrest warrant issued for a 3rd suspect.
He has not been apprehended yet.
He is not.
Is he a dangerous person? Should he be out?
He is, of course. We've requested high bail once he is arrested.
Authorities say a physical altercation escalated into a shootout Saturday, with bullets flying into the crowd in an entertainment district. When police responded,
they observed several civilians suffering from gunshot wounds lying on the sidewalk and in the street.
At least 4 guns were used, one of them a ghost gun. 14 shot, 3 killed, 1 a suspected gunman. In rural South Carolina, at a graduation lawn party with 150 guests, police say at least 60 or 70 shots were fired from 2 cars. 8 shot, 1 of them killed.
I looked at my daughter on the.
Okay, they moving fast. Now we going for Philadelphia, 14 people. Now we in South Carolina. Pay attention. Over 200 mass shootings this year.
Ground. She was out. She had already stopped breathing.
In Chattanooga, Tennessee, at a nightclub shooting, at least 14 injured, plus 3 killed, 2 from gunshots, 1 struck by a fleeing vehicle.
It's going to be a long summer, and we have got to get out in front of it and put it.
Okay, now we in Tennessee with 14. And we already over 50, 60 people, right? Philadelphia, South Carolina. Now we in Tennessee with another 14 people. We ain't even got to Chicago. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Stop to it.
This weekend, at least 17 killed in 13 mass shootings nationwide, from a Michigan suburb to a graduation party in Virginia to a party at a strip mall in Phoenix.
Group of people that just started running like every different group.
So what you typically hear, you hear about the weekend in Chicago, 50 shootings, 40 shootings, 60 shootings, 17 mass shootings nationwide over the weekend. They're not giving you these numbers. The Democrats can't let you have these numbers. The Democrats want you to focus on Kanye West and Kyrie Irving being right-wing, alt-right supremacists. Not the high gas prices, not the inflation, not the recession, not the interest rates, and not the American purge. This is all about the Democrats and the liberals and this election coming up and what they want you to focus on. You just hear about Chicago, and as long as you demonize Chicago, then you think everywhere else in the country is okay. And then when you hear about these shootings, you say, "Oh, it's just black people. These are rappers. It's not American violence. These are just black men, or it's just rappers." Who is talking about how many mass shootings happen every weekend per capita in America? 17 mass shootings over the weekend. I would suspect that every weekend you got 200 mass shootings this year. It's the style. It's what's happening in America. We are living in a modern day purge. Every weekend you have double-digit mass shootings with each one of them up to double-digit numbers of Americans shot. This is not America. This is a third world country. This is Afghanistan.
Direction, and I myself was like hiding behind cars because the shots kept getting closer and closer.
The weekend's 13 mass shootings are among the 240.
All right, let's break it down. Let's take a look. So this is what today's show is about. We over an hour. We ain't gonna be too much longer. I gotta pick up Bubba, pick up my wife by 5. So y'all got a few more minutes with perfect timing. So I hope y'all like what I did today. 246 mass shootings since January. Over one weekend, 13 mass shootings. Look at how all the mass shootings are spread out over the country. I call today's show the American Purge. I call today's show the American Purge. My show, my type, the shit I do is so good, someone else is going to do it. You got to talk about it like this. And this is what I do. This is what the Perfect Timing Podcast is all about. That's how I got my name Perfect, because I present these issues in a way that no one else, I don't know why, I feel like I'm in a fucking comic book or some shit. I'm the only intelligent motherfucker on YouTube with melanated skin. You goofy ass motherfuckers talking about just pearly and white bitches and all this goofy ass shit that you can't be creative and original and have thoughts about what's happening to our fucking children. Piece of shit. So I wanted to bring to the attention, to the forefront, the American Purge. I want leaders to know what's happening in America. Because I don't know if fathers know about this. Because I think fathers hear about Takeoff. Fathers hear about Mo 3 and Charleston White. And you hear about Nipsey Hussle. But you don't hear this. That's why God called me back to do live streams again. And it was hard because me and God talked and I prayed because I didn't feel my audience. I know my audience here today. I'm listening, Tracy, Ken. I love y'all. But I just didn't feel like YouTube was appreciating me. Right? But God called me back. And I didn't know this was going to happen in Takeoff. But God spoke to me and he said, Perfect, you got to go in on Friday. And I said, yes, Lord. And I'm going to talk about the American Purge. 246 mass shootings. Do y'all get what this number is? This number ain't 246 shootings. This 246 mass shootings. South Carolina 14, Tennessee 14, Philadelphia 14 people shot. They say people, but these are American citizens. If you add it up, it doesn't sound like America, right? It doesn't sound like America. It doesn't sound like the American country. KP from KC5 said they coming for the guns. They're like, so they not coming for the guns. Okay, and I know that's my brother. He hella intelligent. They may make laws, but this is like with the foreigners, people outside of America, like they can scare us inside of America. But the problem is that black people don't got guns, KP. We don't got guns. So they're not coming for the guns. The second part is Americans are the most armed people in the globe. Each American, the number of guns is there's 7 guns for each American. So they can never get the guns. They should stop making them. They should stop making them, but they can never take the guns from the Americans because there's too many. One of the ways that they solved that problem, KP, is they overflooded the market. And so they know if they ever tried to take the guns, there's so many guns out there that they can never take them. And now with ghost guns, you will never know how many guns there truly are. So that's an impossible thing to do. You can never get rid of the guns. And I believe the people who are proponents of guns did that on purpose. I think they did that on purpose. I truly believe they did that on purpose. So they can never come get the guns, but they will make rules and shit to make sure that black people and the people that they want get the guns. But right now, this is the thing. If you think about what I'm saying, American Purge. Why would they want to come get the guns if you understand what the American Purge is meant to do? The American Purge is meant to purge. So they want us to have the guns. If we didn't have the guns, we couldn't purge ourselves. If we didn't have the guns, then there wouldn't be 246 mass shootings. And if there's 246 mass shootings, what you should know by now, by what we've taught you, is that they want 246 mass shootings. You have to understand that, right? By them blaming black men and allowing this to happen, you have to understand that the American Purge is by design. They want the guns because they want the purge. You don't get 246 mass shootings in the richest country in the world unless by design. So that's what we're saying. That's why I'm so worried today about what's really happening in America. I don't know if we see what's the writing on the wall. I don't know if everybody knew that the violence is not just unique to black men between 16 and 24, and it's because of what the liberals have done to cities, and that's what I want to educate people about. Yeah, they want us to kill ourselves. They want us to kill ourselves.
6 so far this year, more than one a day. Just since the Uvalde school shooting in Texas, there have been 33 more, with 191 people shot and 34 killed. CNN and the Gun Violence Archive define a mass shooting as one that injures or kills 4 or more people. Philadelphia's top prosecutor focusing on guns.
We have 120 guns for every 100 Americans, and that includes children. And so we find ourselves in situations where people who are simply having a fist fight can turn a street in a busy entertainment.
So there you go, KP. 120 guns for every 100 Americans, including babies and women. That's how many guns we got out here.
Section of town into mayhem. It's disastrous.
New York's governor today signing bills including a ban on body armor sales and raising the age to purchase a semi-automatic rifle from 18 to 21.
When do we become a nation that reveres the right to have the ability to possess a gun over the right of a child to stay alive? When did that happen?
But in Washington, far less agreement on what to do. The mood in Philadelphia and elsewhere tonight?
I don't want to feel like I can't get home from work safe.
Now, authorities here in Philadelphia tell us that several businesses along this street have stepped up and given them, the police, surveillance footage from those moments on Saturday night, and they're still combing through a lot of that footage tonight for some more information. To give you an idea of the chaos of those initial moments here on the street in Philadelphia, officials tell us that the two men who confronted each other and started this confrontation fired a total of 17 shots at each other. Wolf?
Brian Todd in Philadelphia for us. Brian, thank you very much. Let's bring in our senior law enforcement analyst, the former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, and the former Philadelphia Police Commissioner Charles Ramsey. Chief Ramsey, innocent people are being killed in schools, churches, grocery stores, at nightclubs, graduation parties. What's your reaction to yet another deadly weekend of gun violence all over the United States?
Well, unfortunately, Wolf, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, this isn't going to stop unless we do things to stop it. And so it's going to continue. Right now, we're focused on mass shootings, but there are shootings that take place every single day in America. People are dying. It's out of control. And that's not going to change anytime soon, because not only are we not doing anything at the federal level in terms of the legislation But even at the local level, going after these guys that are using guns to commit crime, just wildly shooting into crowds. All of them aren't mentally ill. Some of these guys don't need therapy. They need to be in jail. And we've got to get tough when it comes to dealing with folks that are out here using guns to commit crime.
You're absolutely right. Andrew, as the police chief Ramsey just said, the premeditated mass shootings shock the nation, but people are dying in spontaneous acts of gun violence every single day all over the country. How does that need to factor into this conversation?
Well, it does, Wolf. I think it was critical that you defined in the piece that just ran how CNN classifies mass shootings. So mass shootings are ones in which 4 or more people are killed or wounded in a single event. When this breaks us out of the parameters of the horrific attacks that we see at schools and at shopping centers and in places of worship where many people are killed. Those things are terrible, but mass shootings take place more than every single day in this country, multiple times a day, as we now know from the total number that we're carrying for this year. And as the chief mentioned, this is not going to slow down. We are into the summer months now. This is the high season for gun violence on the streets. People are back outside late at night, consuming alcohol at parties. This is where frustrations and fights erupt between adversarial factions. And the standard way to resolve them now is people grab their guns and start shooting. And that's when you have loss of life.
And it's so horrible. Chief Ramsey, do police officers who put themselves in harm's way to respond to these shootings want lawmakers, especially here in Washington, to give them more tools to prevent violence, like red flag laws, for example?
Well, there's no question about that. I mean, universal background checks, red flag laws. I mean, anything they can do legislatively that'll keep guns out of the hands of people that should not have them. That's really the goal, is to keep guns out of the hands of people that should not have them. And also some safety issues, because we also go to scenes where young children are accidentally shot because they find a firearm and they shoot a sibling. And so, there's a lot that needs to be done. There's a lot that can be done and not infringe upon the Second Amendment.
Over 200 mass shootings this year. Over 200 mass shootings this year. I got one more video I want to show you guys. And I'm going to get my black ass up out of here. Y'all hit the cash up, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like, share, and subscribe. I'm sharing the video now. I don't know why I'm sharing it at the end, but this how I go, I know my 5.0 family got my back. I really love and appreciate the people who love and support the podcast. I mean, last time I went live, I said a lot of things that I was like, I'm so proud of myself. I seen a lot of what I said repeated. I talked about with this Migos thing. I really got upset at Charleston White and the Southern stupidity that I see displayed by blacks. And I had apprehension about bringing forth this talking point because I didn't want to offend any of my listeners who are Southern and from the South. But what I've noticed is that there's a certain mentality with brothers from the South, and there's a reason with that mentality goes along with the reason why black culture has been localized and centralized in Atlanta. Like they don't have strip clubs like that in California. There's a certain type of black male who goes into a strip club and throws money. Like they could never have a viable business like that. The men in California don't do that, don't trick in that fashion. So this tricking nature, they do the same thing with white men. It's a type of mentality of the black men in the South. Oh man, the strip club and big booties and everything that goes along with it. And they popularized it, right? And there's a reason for it, and it's degrading, and it's detrimental. It's detrimental to our growth. And I heard Angry Man talk about it, and I was so surprised. And I heard another content creator say the same thing. Another content creator said, I lived in the Bay Area, I lived in Atlanta, and other people in Atlanta don't talk like the black people talk. He said, what I noticed is there's remnants left over from whatever it was, the white oppression that took place, and the black psyche in the South is still affected by that. And that's why they act the way they act and talk the way they act. And there's a difference in the blacks there. And there's a reason why black culture is centralized there, because they want that to be reflective of what black people are. And this is a big part of this, right? This is a big, big part of this, what's going on. The demonizing of black people and black culture. So I was just very proud of the fact that people were able to pick that up and not be offended. And I was surprised to hear other YouTubers, and I shouldn't be surprised, right? Because I'd be like, I feel like I'm the only one who sees this, but I'm not. And I don't want people to feel like I'm angry or I dislike anyone. But when I heard these other content creators who are intellectuals say the same thing I said after I said it, it made me be like, okay, I'm not blind. I'm not crazy. Other people see what's happening. Other people see the way the blacks act in the South. And that they don't have to act that way. They do that on purpose, right? And they're rewarded for their ignorant behavior via Mona Scott, right? Yeah, the Atlanta blacks are rewarded for their ignorant behavior. And for that, the way they create and monetize and promote black culture, they're rewarded by the white, I'm not going to say white, because we ain't supposed, I'm going to say they're rewarded by the people who have the ability to reward them. How about that? How about that? It has a direct impact on what took place with Takeoff and what's happening in our inner cities and what people perceive to be black. Just like the Pookie is perceived to be all black men, right? I got this other video here. I'm a bump. This video is a little bit longer than I thought. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to play it all because I gotta go. Matter of fact, I'm about to go now, man. I gotta go now. I'm not gonna be able to play this video for you guys because I already know. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna pick up Bubba right now. Or I might pick up Bubba because I'm gonna be late. Picking up my baby because it's gonna take a minute to get there. So we got to play this video next time, you guys. I gotta go pick up my son. I was a little long-winded today. Make sure y'all hit the Cash App. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you to everybody who came through. Fuck you to all my haters, and I mean that. I mean, fuck you for real. Spin your face, spin your eye. For real. Black Manosphere is dead, been dead. Anybody that ready to get their head chopped off, I'll chop your zombie, Dracula, vampiristic head off. Been dead. So shout out to all of the true 5.0 representatives. Salute, man. I'm out. Happy Friday. I'll see y'all next week, man.